a little bit after 9, and we're talking about discipline. Hi guys, we are now live streaming on YouTube for all my On One radio listeners. You can call in now. Everyone that is watching the live stream, hello, welcome, and you can begin chatting in the live. I am your host, Tony Williams, and tonight we are talking about discipline. With everything that we see, with everything that we see, what do you think? Is it a lack of discipline? I mean, we have mass shootings, violent custody exchanges, in some cases end up in a shooting or whatever case may be. DNA battles that are leading to a lot of people getting hurt, including the children. They're getting hurt most of all in this in many different ways. If they're not being physically hurt, they are being emotionally hurt. They don't have any security. They're going by what they see, and unfortunately, what they see is not good. It's the lack of discipline, and in some cases, it is overdoing, the overdoing of discipline. And when we say overdoing, we're talking about the abuse. That's not okay because then you're scarring these children and they're going out and violence is all they know, and that's all you're going to get out of them because it is all they know, and it's not healthy for them. Think about this. You look back in the day, go back some years, as far as you can remember, when you got your butt handed to you by your parents. One, the other, or both. And then grandma touched you up, and then papa touched you up. And if you got caught outside and your parents wasn't home, the neighbors touched you up, resulting in you then getting touched up by everyone down the line. It takes a village. That's what that means. It takes a village. And when these kids know that nobody is going for it, they won't do it. They just not gonna do it. Because it is the fear of everyone getting on my butt. It's obviously not acceptable, so to not have them on my butt, I'm not gonna do it. Which in turn, when they went to school, they never really went to the principal's office because that resulted in somebody knowing, somebody reporting, and them getting touched up. Discipline, punishment. Now, there are many different ways that this can be accomplished, but when you have children and you don't have discipline, that's a problem. I mean, we've all went through it. We've all had to deal with it somewhere along the line. Whether it was us not listening to our parents, whether it was our parents going through their phase of not listening to their parents, and it just kind of trickled down. And it keeps trickling down to the point to where nobody's taking responsibility for disciplining and teaching and correcting the kids who then grow up to be undisciplined adults who are wreaking havoc on the streets. And then at which point, being the mom or dad, you can't do this. You can't go, oh Lord Jesus, help me. No, because you played a part in it. True enough, children get a certain age and then they decide their own path from that point. But you can't hoop holler and go, oh, my baby, he or she would never do that. Think about the stuff we did. And let's be for real. Every generation goes through it. But giving up on the kids is not an option because it's really needed. I mean, and we're pretty much the things we're seeing in the news and what everybody is talking with. Oh, and big shout out goes to uh, Miss SP. Yes, SP News Nuggets. You doing it, girl. You doing it. Big shout out to you. And thank you for subscribing. And y'all go check her out. SP News Nuggets. She got all the videos and all the good nitty gritty. Yes, she does. Check her out. Give her a like and a subscribe. If you just came in, can we hit that like button? Can we get a subscribe? Can we get a share? Can we get some word of mouth? Thank you. Thank you. And for all those that are listening via Spreaker or any of the other podcasts, thank you for listening. Follow, like, share, subscribe. And I say like, share, follow, subscribe for raw, uncut truth. And that's what it is. It's the truth. Because what we're seeing is the result of the lack of discipline. And if you start when they're young, you got a better chance. They have a better chance. Your community has a better chance. So not only are we going to talk about everything that does happen, but we're also going to talk about the things that are essentially the cause resulting in the effects. This is a whole learning community for the communities around the world. Every parent cannot teach every little thing. There's not enough time in life. And we tend to learn from meeting different people, the places we go, who we talk to, who we're around, who some work with, who some go to church with, conferences, I mean, everything. So you meet people from all walks of life. And that diversity is what put pretty much our world together. That's our world. And we should be more outspoken and verbal about our communities, what needs to be done, what can be done, and come up with solutions. Because it's what's needed. Solutions. A free space to ask questions, to get information, education, knowledge. Because we learn every day. But I mean, that's what this platform is about. Will the lack of discipline do harm to our children? Yes. It will do harm to our children, us, our community. Because we're unleashing them untaught and without discipline. Discipline is basically teaching them right from wrong. Let them know that this is not acceptable, this is acceptable, and you shouldn't, take part in this. Why? Because it's wrong. Because you can hurt someone. Because no one's being helped out of this. Or it's senseless. Or it damages the community. So that's pretty much what it is. And then you end up with the problems at school, the no respect for authority, um, drugs, clubs, you name it. Without that discipline, they're gonna run amok, and they're not gonna give a fuck. Just being honest. Because without the discipline, they can't go to school and get an education. They're not going to be able to get through it in order to even go to college. So you have them kind of flipping out, and they're not going to be able to get their education like that. And when they have no respect for authority, that's just making it that much more difficult. I mean, because our world is definitely made up of nothing but rules, but it's to keep the peace. It's to give everyone a chance at having a normal, everyday, peaceful life. But instead, without the discipline, we're not able to have that. The neighborhoods become run down because you have so much police activity, you have so much crime, you have so many neighbors that are just giving up, fed up, so they begin to move. Um, Instead of continue to fight for their neighborhood, and that's the downward spiral right there. Property goes down. I mean, the integrity of the entire community just dwindles, and crime then just fully sets in and takes over. But with that discipline, it wouldn't be so bad. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's just not going to happen overnight. And I mean, here's some tips for effective discipline. Think I'm crazy or whatever? Give it a try. You start when they're small. Trust your child to do the right thing within the limits of your child's age and stage of development. Make sure what you ask for is reasonable. Speak to your child as you would want to be spoken to if someone were reprimanding you. Don't resort to name calling, yelling, or disrespect. Be clear about what you mean, be firm and specific. Model positive behavior. Do as I say, not as I do. That seldom works. It worked with that too, so seldom works. Allow for a little of negotiating and flexibility, because that can actually help build up their social skills. Let your child experience the consequences of his or her behavior. That's a big one. Taking away games, taking away company, taking away privileges, TV, all that stuff. You have to attempt it all before just giving up on them. And being their friend doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. That's not working. Because when you really need to talk to them, you need them to hear you. They're gonna do you as if they would their friend. If it's something they don't want to hear, whatever. So you always do have to assert that I am your parent. I am not your damn friend. The only way we cool is if you're doing what you're supposed to do. But as far as friends, no. Mm-mm. But again, if you punish them, make them see it through. Don't just give up, because it's going to be a battle. And even as a parent, you have to pick your battles wisely, which is the same thing you're going to have to teach them. Because then when they do go out in the world, that discipline is going to kick in, and they're going to actually have to sit back and decide, okay, no, No, I don't think I want to take on this battle. That lesson right there could save their life or save one else's. It could save multiple lives, not just their own or even yours. It's discipline. I mean, whenever possible, consequences should be delivered immediately. Definitely should relate to the broken rule and be short enough in duration that you can move on again to emphasize the positives. Your parents used to say, I'm only whooping your butt because I love you. Okay, as an adult, now we understand that because we're not out there wilding out. We didn't go out there and wild out to the point where we locked up in prison for the rest of our lives or whatever the case may be. Or we're still some that are still alive. We survive. We have social skills. We know to work. We know how to clean. We know how to do all those things. And we know how to interact with people and not get in trouble. We know how to take those preventive measures because we were taught, we were disciplined. We learned from those lessons. And true enough, some learn quicker than others, but you don't give up on them. Because if you do, then you're going to have all sorts of chaos and destruction going on. And it's nothing you're going to be able to do or say at that point besides pray. So if we started off, consequences should be fair and appropriate to the situation and the child's age. That's a big one because it should be. You can't punish a 16-year-old like you would a 2-year-old. That's it's not going to work. You can't punish a 2-year-old like you would a 16-year-old. They can understand all those somewhat bad words you're using at them and probably know a couple of choice ones for you. But a 2-year-old, you can't talk to them like that. You're teaching them to speak that way to everyone. And they're not learning any respect or discipline. They're learning aggression, anger, being mean. That's what they're learning. I mean, and to be honest about it, yeah, true enough. Kids are not going to always do exactly what you want them to. It's just not going to work that way, but you got to be able to work through it because if you can, that's lives saved. They're going to need these lessons and this guidance to get through this life, to make better choices and decisions, to choose better friends, to be motivated and encouraged to get out and get them a career going. Not just a job, but a career. See, the positive in the discipline is the fact that not only are you showing them that something is wrong, but you're also correcting it by teaching them something new and more mature and positive. You putting a little fat meat on their domes. Food for thought. Teach them how to grocery shop. Teach them how to bank. Teach them about ownership. Teach them what it is they need to know. And hell, they'll have less time to get in trouble too. And yes, it's hard work, parents, but it must be done. It must be done. And I really think it can be done. I suggest going to parenting classes. If you're great at being a parent, coach someone, pass the information on because we're supposed to be caring for each other. From head to toe, we are, inside and out. Whether it's knowledge, encouragement, truth, love, All of it. And without discipline, none of us would know what that is. Everyone needs to know. It's a must in order for them to succeed, because we can't expect for them to be able to function and succeed if they're not taught. So, thank you guys for tuning in. And y'all let me know. Talk to me, let me know what it is you think, how you feel, your opinion, your comment. You want to discuss it? Hit me up. For everyone on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll be back with more. Discipline is what we're seeing the result of the lack of discipline? Or is it the result of overdoing it? Finding the line. We can find it, and we'll help each other. Ta-ta for now.